if your pancake position looks a little bit like this at the moment, it means that you're actually getting the range out through the spine more so than the pelvis. So what we need to do here is we need to actually elevate you a little bit and keep working on the pancake in that regard, because there are structures in your hip that are too tight to be able to be tilted adequately into anterior pelvic tilt, so that you can get your back straight as you're doing the pancake. So if you have some kind of elevation, place yourself up on that, and you can place yourself either with the whole foot on the ground, or you can lift the toes up like this. Now what we are going to have a look at is tilting the pelvis forward, and the best way you can think of it is by pulling the belly button, or reaching with the belly button forwards and down to the ground. And you might want to have something to support yourself on here, unless you can go all the way down here and support yourself with the hands on the ground. And you can work in this position. If this is still a little bit difficult for you, I would recommend bending at the knee a little bit, because it's going to make it a bit easier for the pelvis to tilt back and forth. So if you are in this position with the knees bent, make sure that you're leading from the pelvis. You draw the belly button forwards, keep your back straight, and then you get as deep as you can with a straight back. You don't want to look like this if you can avoid it. So here. So once we have loosened up some structures around the hips, and that might come from a lot of different structures. It could come from hamstrings, it could come from adductors, it could even come from your piriformis and your glute muscles and your hip flexors. There are a lot of things to consider there. So it could be a good idea to stretch them out, all of them, and see what is having most effect on your pancake. But once they have loosened up a little bit, this is what we are aiming for. So we want to sit down on the ground, and we want to try and draw that belly button forward, so getting to anterior pelvic tilt. And then gradually we want to keep the back straight, and eventually we want to come down with the chest on the ground, and then later on the belly on the ground as well. And you can see I still have a little bit of a curve going through here. I want to actually try and reduce that over time. That is if you really want to get a full pancake.